The ring is destroyed. Sauron survives. So the question writes itself, why didn't he just make another one? Most fans think they know the answer, but almost everyone gets one crucial detail wrong. It's not because he ran out of gold. It's not because Mount Doom collapsed on top of him. It's because the day Sauron forged the One Ring, he unknowingly made sure he would never be able to create another. Chapter 1. The question everyone asks. On paper, it sounds simple. The ring is gone. Sauron isn't. He's the greatest smith to ever work in Middle-earth, and he's done this exact thing before. So why not just do it again? That's the assumption almost every fan makes. Ring destroyed, smith still alive, problem solved, forge a new one. But that logic only works if you think the ring was just a really powerful piece of jewelry. It wasn't. The real answer doesn't start with the War of the Ring at all. Because the moment Sauron forged the first ring, creating a second one became almost impossible. It starts thousands of years earlier, in the fires of Mount Doom, with a decision Sauron made when he still thought he couldn't lose. Chapter 2. The ring was never just a ring. When Sauron forged the One Ring, he wasn't simply creating a magical artifact. Tolkien describes it as something far more dangerous, because Sauron intended to place part of himself inside it. He didn't just forge the ring, he poured part of himself into it. Literally. That's why the ring amplified him. It wasn't some external magic item boosting a separate power source. It worked because it was him, in object form. Picture it simply, Sauron, standing over the fires, power leaving him, flowing outward, settling into the ring. That transfer is the whole story in miniature, and it's the decision that would end up sealing his fate forever. Chapter 3. The price nobody talks about. Here's where it stops sounding like a smart move. Once that power left Sauron, it didn't fully belong to him anymore. The ring became something separate, an extension of him, yes, but no longer entirely under his control unless he physically held it. He'd accidentally created something no Dark Lord should ever create: a weakness. And here's the part almost nobody sits with, ironically. The stronger the ring became, the weaker Sauron became without it. Every bit of dominance he poured into that gold made him more formidable while he wore it, and more diminished the moment it left his hand. He didn't just build a weapon, he built his own single point of failure. Chapter 4. Could he have made another? So could Sauron have just forged a second ring? Yes, and no, and the difference matters. Yes, he could have made another piece of jewelry. He still had skill. He still had knowledge of the craft. No, he could never have made another One Ring. Because that first act didn't just require skill, it required Sauron to invest a great part of his own native power into the ring. That sacrifice permanently changed what he was capable of. Even if he forged another ring, it could never serve the same purpose as the first. You might be wondering, if Sauron still had power left after losing the ring, why couldn't he simply sacrifice more? The answer is that the first ring had already achieved what no second ring ever could. The One Ring wasn't simply powerful because Sauron poured power into it. It was powerful because it contained the greatest investment of power Sauron would ever be capable of making. A second ring could never carry the same weight. Think of it like burning half your life force into an object. Destroying that object afterward doesn't hand your life force back to you. The spending already happened. The destruction just makes it permanent. Chapter 5. Why destroying the ring ended everything. So when Frodo finally reaches Mount Doom and the ring goes into the fire, here's what actually happens. the ring melts. The invested power inside it, Sauron's own power, is destroyed along with it. Without that power, Sauron can't hold a physical form again. His spirit survives, the way a diminished, formless presence can survive. But the power that let him act, command, and dominate, that's gone for good. That's the real ending. Not the bad guy's weapon broke, his own strength, permanently severed from him. The One Ring was never just Sauron's greatest weapon. It was his greatest gamble. Ironically, the One Ring made Sauron nearly unstoppable, but it also guaranteed that if he ever lost, he would lose everything. To dominate Middle-earth, he willingly tied his own existence to a single object. The tragedy is that Sauron was defeated long before Frodo reached Mount Doom. The ring didn't merely contain his power, it became his fate. Sauron didn't lose because he wasn't powerful enough. He lost because he made his power dependent on the one thing he could never afford to lose. And perhaps that's the real irony of the One Ring. The more Sauron tried to control Middle-earth, the more he gave Middle-earth a way to destroy him. But Sauron wasn't the only one who understood the power of the ring. Somebody else was offered it, and made a very different choice. Find out why the films completely changed Faramir in this video.